Welcome back to episode 2. I know we started this episode off with a couple time lapses, but look at all this stuff we got. I found so many iron veins, it's not even funny. The only problem with this, I don't have enough coal, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I got some from just the random little caves over there. Okay, so I got 43 coal here, and I know that I got some charcoal here, so what we'll do is that. Yeah, I got just an absolute ton of materials here. It's crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this iron smelted down, and it's good for us because I needed iron. I was down to my last few iron ingots, so we're good on that. I also found 12 diamonds and a ton more lapis, which is going to come in handy for an enchantment table. But for this episode, I would really like to get the exterior of our starter base done, as well as getting our little stable done so we can bring the horse over here. We'll make it look really nice. And that also includes doing the inside tower and finishing up these windows and this little exit part. I really am thinking of bringing this wall out so we have a little bit more space for when we exit. And I want to do this. I would like to try and take care of this episode, but we're going to start with our starter house so we can at least try and move in, and we will also do some interior decoration. I am super nervous about the interior aspects because I honestly don't even know where I'm going to start. So yeah, going to do that with the amount of spruce that we have and enjoy another time lapse. Okay, so as you can tell, I did all of this, and I do like this little covering right here where there's going to be a patio up here. However, I think this really does need to come out by one more, at least to be flush with this. If not, I might just take out the trim right here and bring it out by one more. But I feel like that might make it look just a little weird. So I'm kind of stuck. I do really want to bring this out by at least one more though, so there is like a solid block. And I'm thinking I may just kind of encompass this right here, because then I can have like a wall going around or just have it kind of slide through, and we can figure out what to do with this. But for now, it looks really nice. I'm really happy with how this came out. And now I just have to do the windows up here and up here. And we still have to do the interior. I'm stuck on what I even want to do with the interior, honestly. But I am really enjoying how this is coming out. I can't help but stand back and look at it, because this is going to be kind of our our viewpoint, which is kind of contradictory though, because this is where we've been doing a lot of our mining inside those caves. So we're really always coming from this side, and even from this side, it's starting to look really good. I'm not upset with either viewpoint. But yeah, so I'm going to do those windows real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so as you can tell, I did the windows on both sides, and I also did the staircase. Yeah, went through 3 iterations including just trying to do the, the ladders here. And, well, 4 technically, because I also had one going up here. Yeah, it was a little bit of a challenge trying to find something that I enjoyed. And we got like a tiny closet area. I don't know what we're gonna put in here. Maybe a chest or 2. We'll figure that out. But it is just a small little closet area. And yeah, I know it kind of like breaks up the symmetry having that like that, but honestly, I think it's going to be okay. And I was running into a problem, and the problem that this is kind of annoying, but if I take this off, you can see through here, so I think we're just gonna end up leaving it. Distractions. As you can tell, though. Yeah, I like the idea of this, so this would be like its own separate area. This would actually be our room. However, I do know what I want to put on this wall, and even down there, and I want to put a chimney, and I want to put a chimney entrance on the bottom, and then one right here, and then obviously we'll have like 2 smokestacks going up. And that kind of brought me to the next problem. I realized that this is on an even thing, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this, if I wanted to use up here, it only leaves 2 blocks of height, especially if I'm trying to keep the windowsill like that. And if we look out here, we can see that it kind of interrupts with the roof line. So I thought about it. I'm going to have to raise this whole roof area up by at least 1. Yeah, and honestly, if I'm going to do that, I think I'm just going to do it by that 1. I think that'll still leave us with plenty of room to be able to do this. Let's just have like an additional area up here without it coming out too far or intervening with our little fireplace that we're going to put. And then that still leaves us with this down area, and this isn't going to be like blocked off at all. I'm going to make it look like it's being held up. I'm going to raise the roof quite literally up by 1. Alright, so I got the roof raised by 1. I gotta patch that up. And I also did this front window as well, which is gonna give us just like a little bit more amount of space. Honestly, I don't know how that's gonna work if I want to do a planters though. Like this would be fine. I'm not bringing it up any higher. I want that other window to be an odd number. So this is just gonna have to work. I'm gonna do the other window real quick, and then we will decorate this. I don't know how big that is. We can figure out a better window decoration since that whole area up there is essentially going to be opened anyway. Yeah, we might end up doing like a 2 high and then a 3 high. I'm still not so sure how I feel about that, but it does feel a lot better and look a lot better personally than what it did, but we'll figure that out later. Now I do want to do the front window. Kind of neglected that. All right, the window is complete. I know it looks a little weird right there, but you're not really ever gonna see the underside of that anyway. I spent like 15 minutes trying to figure out how I wanted to decorate them, and I've got no clue. I think I've used up all my creative power. I think I've used up all my creative brain power, honestly. I don't know. I gotta take my brain away from the house building for a second. And this is actually a good opportunity, though, because I did want to move our stuff up here. We don't have a storage system or anything quite yet. I wanted to plant the rest of this with the wheat, so I'm just gonna take a break from that and go ahead and do something that doesn't require any brain power. All right, that was about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours of just mindless, stuff. I missed an entire patch right there. Yeah, let me go take care of that. And it's like nothing was ever wrong to begin with. I am going to cover up a few of these. I want some exposed, like they're little puddles of water, so that way we're not just patched up with wooden planks everywhere. I think what I want to do next, now that I had some time just to be, not creative, is work on this barn. Keep saying barn, but it's a stable. The stable is what I want to work on. But before I do that, I would like to get the fireplace in, and that is because it will go out into the stable a little bit, and we'll tackle the... What's up, little bee? What's up? Why are you looking sad? I've really got to remove those beehives. They are... I can't be having bees spawning inside our base, unless I have like some potted plants or something. But we need windows. So yeah, so I'm gonna do this fireplace. All right, so I did the fireplace and chimney going all the way up. It's not entirely functional. There's not like a little thing in there, but it does look pretty decent. I was trying to figure out how to get these to look nice. This one we'll pretend is upstairs, and this one we'll pretend is the downstairs one. So if we come on inside, yeah, we got fireplace. Isn't that cozy? We can get rid of that torch. That's super cozy. I'm thinking we'll put a couch right here, chilling right in front of the fireplace. And then upstairs, same thing. We have another one. I still need to do the windows upstairs, but I think I'm going to leave them how they are on the inside. I will be changing all these glass windows into glass panes, though. I think it's just going to add a nice bit of depth to the window area. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, that already looks a lot better, honestly. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this is turning out so far. I'm still unsure about those window areas, but we'll cross that path when we get to it. But I gotta admit, I am really enjoying this so far. I think this looks really nice. And for this next part, I really do want to see if I can get an outline for our stable going. That way we can get our horse out of the weather. We still need a name for him. It can be a girl. Don't matter. I gotta come up with a name. We still have that name tag. All right, I'm gonna do this outline for the stable, and yeah. Alright, so I finished the stable, and I think this outline looks pretty decent. We will be decorating it, but I haven't done it yet because we still need to move this. We're not going to start decorating with a beehive here. Come on. Alright, now that that's taken care of. Yeah, so, as you can also tell, I did the walls around our little, area up here. And I even planted some sugar cane. And that is so we can get paper, so when we do our enchantment table, we will have enough bookshelves. Just means I'm gonna have to kill a lot of cows. So yeah, I'm thinking for the next part of this, I know I wanted to do some interior decoration, and we will get to that, but I really would like to connect our island up to the main area over there. And I figure since we have enough wood, we could at least get like a basic outline of a bridge. It's not going to be like super fancy. I do want it to come off the water at least by 2 blocks, so that way we can row our boat underneath the bridge and it's not cutting off the river to the ocean over there. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I promise we will come back and do just a few things. I would like to get like a little kitchen set up here maybe, and then try and work on like a living room design, but I'm tired of having to swim across the river. All right, so we got the basic shape down, and the boat does go right underneath it. So now what I've got to do is just decorate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I think because this bridge is pretty small, we can probably get away with using just wood. So I think we'll be good on that front. So let's go ahead and decorate this. Okay, I know it's not the best bridge ever, and honestly we'll probably end up revisiting this later. I really just wanted to get something down. I think it just looks too bulky, honestly. Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about it. I don't love it. It feels too bulky, honestly. I may end up redoing this off camera. So yeah, so now I want this path to split off a little bit up here. So we're gonna have a three-way path, and then right around here it'll kind of split, go this way, and then we'll have another one coming this way, something like that. Let's see how that looks from an aerial view. Yeah, I like that, how it kind of just goes through it. I don't want it straight path, so I want to kind of swoop this in just a little bit more. Yeah, so when that grows in, that'll leave us a nice little swoop in right here. Maybe we can patch this up just a little bit. I think we can make do with this. And we still got plenty of field here for if we need food for the time being. So let me grab my bed and we will get to decorating the interior. Perfect. Look at us, we're sitting. Yeah, a little bit of redstone. And yeah, we can make, it doesn't look the nicest with how the cart is facing. That's still cool though. All right, let's finish decorating this interior, or at least get some more done. So we can do like the sink area. Oh no, we shouldn't do that. We should drop the smoker here, and then what we can do, little fridge. Yeah, that looks nice. And then we can just kind of add some trim around it so it looks fancy like. And then up top, we can do something like this for shelves. You can put something up top there. You know, obviously we're not going to be able to open that fridge, but imagination. And then we can grab some water. Perfect. And then for this, we can probably just do something simple, right? For counter space. Yeah, because then we can do, what we can do is add a cutting board. Yeah, that's perfect. We got everything that we need. And then what I'm thinking is that we can do like a little island right here. That looks decent enough. And then we can add in some barrels up top, maybe some plants too. It's a little tight over here, but honestly, that's fine. I like it. It's nice and cozy. We don't want to add too much else into here. I'm actually really liking this. I do want to add some potted plants up there, but I do need some clay. Okay, so I figured out where we are going to put this guy. And before I show any of that, we're going to put this down here. This way it's kind of a quick access. And we will have to get 15 books in here. I think this should be enough space. However, I did do some decorating in here. I really just put up a bunch of trapdoors. And I do have some glass going, so that way we can finally patch up those windows. All right, so I got the windows done upstairs, and I was thinking, I don't like the way that bridge looks. And you can't really see it from here either, which is kind of nice. It doesn't really obstruct any views, but we're gonna have some nice views the more that we build. However, I don't like this bridge. It's too bulky on the sides, and I think we can get away with something better. It still does have to be 3 wide. Like, I need it to be 3 wide, but it's 5 wide with the supports on the side. So I'm going to redo that bridge right now. All right, so we finished the bridge, and honestly, I think it looks pretty good. Still looks pretty structurally sound, and I'm happy with that. We can still row the boat underneath it, and it doesn't look overly bulky. Maybe in the next episode we can come through here and add some like oak trap doors, so there is some type of railing. Plus, we do need to add some lighting, so, you know, spawn-proof this thing. And, yeah, but I am pretty happy with how this looks. And, going into the next episode, I'm going to be trying to get these episodes out every Thursday. I know, just once a week. This one is going to be out on a Wednesday, but that's because there's not really much more that I want to do in this episode. Next one, there's going to be quite a few changes going on here. Good ones. So, on that note, we are going to end the episode here. Thank you all for watching, for those who made it this far, and for those who didn't, but you wouldn't be able to see this if you didn't make it this far. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.